Well, I'm Sister Schmid, and I'm the costume designer for Wind of the Willows. I was very excited because I love fantasy or children's theater because we get to be really creative. And I love the story Wind of the Willows. In fact, research-wise, I brought pictures from other productions and from the storybook. That's not usually how we design a show, but because this was animals and they're not realistic animals, it was fun to see how other people interpreted the animals. What we opted for were these wonderful foam animal heads that are built on bicycle helmets. I designed and rendered the show, and then we had a dozen students in the crafts class and we assigned them each an animal. Spencer Bartholomew has given us Toad. Ruth Lieber did Mole. Shyla Rampton did Mrs. Otter. We have 2 hedgehogs in the show that were made by Kayla Eccles. Sophia Koester made our other hedgehog. 5 years ago we did a lovely production of Cats that has been sitting in the back just getting dusty. So a lot of the animals in Wind of the Willows are recycled cats. Just went to the fursuits and said, which ones can we reuse for Wind of the Willows? So it's been a fun way to reduce, reuse, and recycle right here in the theater department. All the animals will have a human clothing element to them. The one with the most human clothes, though, is Toad, because Toad wants to be a human. So where everyone else will have a coat and tie or a piece of clothing, Toad will be as dressed as he can get. Every actor, because they're all an animal, they are going to start with they'll have on a bodysuit and a fursuit on it. And then depending on what the animal is, whether or not we made them a tail. So for example, rat needs a long tail. These tails that are on belts for the actors that have long tails, this is a fun trick I learned. You make the tail out of broken bass piano strings. And now this tail will move with the actor and it'll feel like an actual tail. So in addition to the animal heads, there's certain elements of the script that called for the rabbit and lots of little rabbits. So all the rabbit children. So we're trying to decide how those would be done, and we thought it might be fun to have marionettes. And then the otter also has to have a lot of children. There's one otter child with a name, Portly, that the actor interacts with. And so that's going to be a hand puppet. In this scale, it's not going to be a pirate. It'll be a little otter puppet on her hand, but then the other otter children are going to be on her swim flippers. Now that's the last thing we have to finish for the show are all the puppet elements. So now you all have to come see it because you want to see if these puppets work or not.